What's going on? Raven Ritual 666 back from the dead with another Diablo 4 build guide. Today I'm very excited to bring to you my Season 7 Blizzard Arc Lash hybrid build guide. This guide is amazing to help you carry you through from normal all the way through to Torment 4. This is a build that I used in Season 3 or Season 4 that was really awesome. However, with the changes to Season 7, this build is really strong again, and it's such a fun way to play while leveling. Are you bored of Firewall and Conjurations? Are you sick of Incinerate just standing there? Well, this is an alternative that's going to help carry you through for Season 7 and the Season of Witchcraft. So let's take a little bit of a look at some gameplay, and I'll talk through around why I've made this build and what is going to be so good for this season. Now, in Season 7, it is so easy to get all your aspects. There are a couple of aspects that you really want to find to make this build somewhat viable. As you can see here, I'm just playing on Penitent mode, and I'm pretty much crushing everything that stands in my way. It's very easy to play. It has low gear cost requirements. You don't need to worry about mana if you're playing traditional Blizzard, and you don't need to worry about having a good shard of Varathiel that needs upgrading all the time while you're leveling if you're playing a straight Arc Lash. There are some pros and cons to this build, and I will talk through a little bit about that. Some of the pros are that, low mana cost, it's really cheap and easy to set up. The cons are that you do run out of aspect slots, and I will show you in a little bit when it comes to the gear that I'm not even running anything that is close to perfect. I don't have any tempers on, and I'm already just slaying through Penitent. So why Blizzard and Arc Lash? It's not going to be as good as straight Blizzard. It's not going to be as good as straight Arc Lash into the end game. However, while we are leveling, it just makes it very easy to use. So I'll take a little bit of a look over at my build guide, which is over in Mobalytics. So when running this build, I've got a bunch of aspects that you want to run initially. The main thing that you need is Glacial. So as soon as you get a Glacial aspect to drop, you are good to go. Chuck that on your amulet, and you can absolutely slay through everything. As well as Frozen Tundra. That's just going to help increase your damage. I've been very lucky so far, and I've been able to get a Ring of Starless, as well as my other ring, which is the Blue Rose, to drop early on. And that has helped carry me, but you can see the aspects here are garbage. It's a min roll tail rasher, but you want to put your Glacial on your amulet. That is going to increase our damage. The cons that I say is that you run out of aspect slots. You can't put Glacial on a two-hand weapon. You need to run a wand or sword and a focus, and that's because you need the attack speed for Arc Lash. So pretty much how the build works is you just cast a couple casts of Blizzard, and because you run out of mana quite early, you can then go into your ultimate and hit Arc Lash, and then rinse and repeat. It makes it a very simple cycle. So you'll see here, I'll find an enemy, and I'll cast a couple of Blizzards, and then ultimate, and we can just Arc Lash our way through it. And Arc Lash increases our attack speed, it helps us get all our other lightning bonuses. But why I run this, and it's going to scale so well into Torment 4 and into the end game, is because of the changes this season to Searing Heat on our Paragon board, as well as Icefall. Now, previously Searing Heat only gave crit strike damage to pyromancy skills, where this season it gives you crit strike damage to all skills. Now, Arc Lash and Blizzard both scale off of our crit damage, and in our T4 setup, we will have 100% crit chance. Yes, 100% crit chance, which means that we can absolutely cook with every time our Glacial Ice Spikes proc, a crit. Every time we hit with an Arc Lash, we're critting. So we can get a lot of damage off of playing it this way. And with Icefall, we are also getting bonus damage to frozen enemies. Now, Blizzard's also freezing, but we will be able to get lucky hit tempers to freeze more consistently. Now, this just means we can get so much damage, cast a couple of Blizzards, hit them with a couple of Arc Lash, and easy. And either way, you can just run past half these enemies, keeping Blizzard in the background, and they're going to die anyways. So you got high movement, high attack speed, and it's just such a fun playstyle to run. I'll take you through to town for a second because I'm not even running anywhere near perfect gear to my build setup. I'm still leveling. I'm just using whatever sword, whatever focus I have. I'm not running my perfect, I guess, aspects that I should be. I can put them on right now and just show you how much extra damage I do. But ideally for leveling, use what you find in the build guide over on Mobalytics, as I am a Mobalytics creator. You will see the perfect setup, as well as alternatives of what you can run for what you find. As you're leveling, you're constantly changing out your gear. The only things that are worth putting an aspect on is your amulet and your 2 rings. But in Season 7, it doesn't matter. Like, aspects drop like candy. You will find what you're looking for by level 20 or even level 30 and be able to run this build through to Torment 4. But as you can see here, control is useless to my build. Enigma Cube, I'm not even using a Crackling Energy build. I only have level, what do we got here? Level 41 chest piece, level 42 pants, level 40 boots. It doesn't really matter. Get Glacial, you are good to go. From a merc, haven't even equipped my mercenary. Haven't even bothered. Don't need it. Again, looking at my items, nothing is even tempered. It is just so strong to get into penitent mode. But I'll take a quick look at the build guide, and I will show you what I mean. Once you have Searing Heat and Icefall, Searing Heat is going to give you 60% bonus crit damage. I tested this build for leveling in Season 6, and it still carried me to Torment 4. I think I got to about Pet 70 quite comfortably without perfect gear. And what I really love about these changes in the Paragon board is Searing Heat and Icefall. Once it loads, which it will, is once we have this set up, 60% crit damage with all skills. Now we can stack this up to about 1,600% crit damage, so that's 750 flat crit damage, which is absolutely huge. And then again with our Icefall, we get times 50% increased damage to frozen enemies with all of our skills. That is now Ice Spikes in our Blizzard. That is now Arc Lash. So this approach means that the hybrid builds can still make a really good play into the end game and are just very strong to use. From mercenaries, I have everything over in this build guide, right? From your perfect skills, how to run the build. I do actually use Ton, so using the meteorites while leveling. It is very strong early, but it falls away endgame. I have the proper endgame set up with your mythics, what you want to masterwork, all your perfect tempers. Pretty much from a tempering, we're just going all crit damage, because crit damage will scale Arc Lash. It will scale our Blizzard's Ice Spikes. And it just becomes an awesome all-round build. I'm not going to go too much into detail. I just wanted to bring this out for day one because it's been very easy for me to play in the Penitent. This will carry me to T1, T2, T3 by the end of the night. And I kind of wanted to showcase this before I'm at T3 and people are like, oh, well, you've got ancestral gear. No, I don't even have 750 item power gear. I have absolute trash on everything. There are a few things from the skill tree which I do want to quickly showcase. So, having a look over at my skills, you pretty much just smash out Arc Lash. You do want to get to Flickering Arc Lash. We chuck one in Fireball for leveling. In the endgame setup, Fireball is not going to do enough damage in a Torment 4, so we'll change a few points around to go Ice Blades into Invoked Ice Blades. That gives us attack speed, so that is super good to have only as an enchantment. We don't cast it. We go Firewall, Teleport, and Ice Armor, of course, just for the usual defensive skills that we rotate. Because we are still casting our Blizzard, we do get our bonus of DR from Mana Shield, and using our cooldowns keeps us with a high amount of survivability. Now we pick up Familiar. Initially you use this until you can equip Unstable Currents. Prior, you do rock this, just because you get bonus 10% increased damage with your Familiar. Once you have Unstable Currents, that gives us free Familiars, that gives us 10% increased damage with our lightning skills, such as Arc Lash, and every other skill that Unstable procs for us, that is free to cast. With some of the changes, we don't need Conjuration Master, it doesn't even exist anymore, useless, but Inner Flames is really nice to have. For passives on your Amulet, you want either Inner Flames, Glass Cannon, or even like permafrost, hoarfrost, or icy touch are all very nice skills to have. You pick up the usuals, elemental synergies and evocation, and you can, if you are, you know, not as skilled of a player, maybe you are dying a little bit, maybe you have some really trash gear, you can run Veer's Mastery. Veer's Mastery works perfect because of how frequently we can crit and cast Arc Lash. It will give you some good DR, and every once in a while, one of your lightning skills proc for 500% increased damage. Enlightenment is the stronger setup, but you can feel free to play with any one of these key passives. I'm very excited to bring this build to you into the endgame once I'm in Torment 4. I just wanted to showcase this off in a simplified version early into the season to show why this Blizzard Arc Lash hybrid build is so good, why it's so fun to play. Please, you will find me live on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It massively helps me. And if you enjoyed this guide, check it out in the link below on the Mobalytics guide and give it a favorite, give it a love heart. It really does help me. Thank you so much. I will see you all in the end game setup.